Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Serein, and today's video is all about how to shop for foundations. So I thought I'd do a how to shop kind of series. I recently did one about how to shop a Sephora sale, and I will have that linked in the description box in case you're curious for the next sale, or actually just whenever you have like money you want to spend but you get overwhelmed. So I'll link that video in the description box as well as in the cards above my head. This video is focused on foundations. I think I get the most questions about what foundation you should buy, and these are going to be the 5 questions that I recommend you ask yourself before shopping for a new foundation, and then kind of some tips on how to make sure you buy the one that you want. Before we get started, I wanted to announce that I am doing daily giveaways over on my Insta stories at Serein Woo, which is just my first and last name on Instagram. If you'd like to see all of my tips and tricks on how to shop for foundation, then just keep on watching. So let's start with the 5 questions that I kind of broke down and felt like are the most important questions to ask yourself when shopping for foundation. What is your skin type? Are you oily? Are you dry? Are you normal? Are you combination? This will determine the type of foundation that's going to look the best on your skin and wear the longest on your skin. If you have dry skin like me, I recommend looking for products that have a moisturizing factor to it. Something that's going to be normal finish to radiant finish, because you want to bring life to our skin. You want it to look healthy and hydrated. If you have very, very oily skin, you might actually want to consider a mattifying foundation and an oil-free foundation. For me, I can't really wear mattifying foundations. I feel like it dries my skin up even more. You see fine lines around my mouth. You start to see the fine lines under my eyes, and it just doesn't look as flattering for dry skin. So skin type is very important. If you have combination skin, you can really kind of decide what you want more. Do you want something a little bit more luminous and dewy finish, or do you want something a little bit more mattifying? Now, depending on your coverage preference, I personally like tints, lightweight, light coverage to medium coverage. I rarely wear a full coverage foundation, but full coverage foundations just really isn't my thing. If it is your thing though, then that's something you need to be aware of and look for. Or do you want something that's very versatile that will be buildable to a full coverage or medium high coverage? I also get a lot of questions because I review so many foundations and so many face products that people are like, what do you think of this BB cream compared to the IT Cosmetics CC cream? You have to remember that even though something is called a CC cream or a BB cream, the coverage and the finish is going to be different. The IT Cosmetics CC Plus cream is a very full coverage product. It's medium that builds up to a full. A lot of BB creams, a lot of skin tints, a lot of lightweight foundations are light to medium coverage. So just because it's called another CC product doesn't mean that it's going to have the same coverage. So this is why I say ask yourself what kind of coverage you want, and then look for that coverage. And then depending on your skin type, that is what's going to help you determine the factors of which one's going to be better for you. Going along with coverage, are you looking for something that's a powder, a liquid, or a stick? This is more personal preference, and just because you have dry skin doesn't mean you can't wear powder, and just because you have oily skin doesn't mean you can't wear stick or liquid. That's a huge myth. I feel like with the innovation of makeup products these days, you can find a powder for all skin types, you can find a stick for all skin types, and you can find a liquid or a cream for all skin types. It's more about preference. I like to travel with a powder foundation because it's easier to travel with. It's not going to cause as much of a mess, and I don't have to check it. Stick foundations are also great to travel with because they're not a liquid. You can throw it in your carry-on, and because it usually provides a very versatile amount of coverage. You can sheer it out, you can build it up, and you can wear it as a medium. You can also probably use this as a spot corrector if you needed it to, and not wear a full face if you didn't want to on your vacation. Liquid foundation is kind of the traditional medium, and again, very versatile, but most likely if you have oily skin, combination skin, even I have dry skin, you will need to bring a setting powder to set your product so it doesn't move around throughout the day. Now let's talk about color matching. My number 1 tip for color matching is to start in the neutral range and then go cool or warm. Technically, I am warm tone, but I don't really like to shop in that section of the foundations because I can easily get a little bit too yellow, a little bit too orangey very, very fast. Very rarely are you going to want to buy a yellow based foundation because you are yellow undertones. You definitely want to steer more towards that versus pink because you don't want to go the opposite of yourself. But it's one of those things where when in doubt, start in the neutrals, work your way left to the right of the spectrum. And then once you find your perfect match, I always recommend testing out the shades next to it as well. Once you decide on a foundation and then you are starting to look at color range, you are going to then, in my opinion, ask for a sample from the department store counter or from Sephora. If you shop online, check out Beautylish. They will be happy to send you samples. Now, department store counters can kind of be a little salesy and annoying, but this is why I say go in and ask yourself these questions first so that you're educated and you know what you want and you won't be swayed to get something you don't want, because that's happened before. Once you decide you are ready to sample, ask for the one that you think is your color match by matching your jawline and the center of your face and your forehead. Ask for 3 shades. So get the one that everyone thinks it's your shade and ask for the shade darker and a shade lighter. Then take those shades home and apply it using the sponges and the applicators that you already own at home. This way, you know if this product is going to work when you apply it yourself, not someone at the store, and you can test it out under work lighting, you can test it out under your home light, you can test it out when you're out with your friends and family, and you can really make sure that the foundation shade not only matches you in real life, but that it fits in your setting. This will help determine whether or not the product oxidizes on you through time, whether or not it really is the product for you in your lifestyle and what you're looking for, and if it goes with the other makeup that you already have. While of course it's fun to buy new makeup for a complete new makeover, it's not necessarily practical when you're just looking for a foundation. So you want to make sure it goes with the rest of your makeup and it goes with your lifestyle and that it matches your complexion outside of the store. My personal opinion is most foundations do not provide enough protection from the sun. It also usually is a chemical SPF, and I like to have a combination of chemical and physical or just a physical SPF. So unless you're going with something like the IT Cosmetics CC Plus cream that has an SPF 50 physical SPF, I would say just stay away from the SPF, because if you buy a foundation without SPF, kind of like my Kojan Dough, my Glossier, and my Urban Decay Naked Skin, these are wearable in photography, these are wearable for events, these are great for flash photography as well because there will be no flashback. You won't be worried about it whatsoever because there's no SPF in these products. Now, if you do get SPF, not all of the products that have SPF are going to have flashback, especially if it's a chemical SPF in your product, but I still don't think it's enough. And for me personally, I don't wear enough foundation for it to be my full amount of coverage and protection from the sun. If you do want something that has a good amount of SPF protection, now we're kind of going away from foundation, I recommend the IT Cosmetics CC Plus. This has a physical SPF of 50 and it has great coverage, medium to full coverage. I also would recommend at least going with the SPF 30. This is the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. I have dry skin, which is why I like this. Before I had dry skin, I had combination oily skin. I did not like this. So this is one of those products for drier skin, more mature skin, and you will want to wear a lot of this product to make sure you get the full benefits of the SPF 30 in here, and it is a physical SPF. Now for the wear test. Does it last all day on you? Does it last in your weather and your climate? Does it last in your lifestyle? So that's where the samples come in as well and help determine whether or not the formulation is going to work for you. Finally, my parting tips. What is your preference of application? Do you like using a sponge or do you hate it? Because if that foundation only looks good with a sponge, you're not going to want to use it. No sample, apply on your jawline, on your cheeks, and on your neck, and then go step outside of the store and see if it looks good in the sun. Take a selfie, ask a friend, ask a stranger, ask a couple people. Make it a fun little get to know you exercise. Don't buy into the hype. You know you, what works for your lifestyle, what works for you, what have you liked in the past, what have you loved in the past, what have you hated in the past. Do not let YouTube, Instagram, sales associates, brands tell you what to buy. We all buy into the hype, we fall into that trap, but at the end of the day, it's your money and it's your face, so make sure you're happy with what you look like. As much as I love watching transformation videos, as much as I love watching that major contour, I don't think it's practical for everyday life. I don't wear that much makeup, and even if you guys see me in real life, I rarely wear a ton of makeup on my face. I rather focus the extra look on my eyes and maybe a bold lipstick, but my face makeup, I want it to look good. I don't want to look cake facey. I don't want to look like that if you touched my face, you were going to walk away with a giant swatch of foundation. I never want to leave my mark on your shoulder if I give you a hug. Do what makes you feel beautiful and confident, but remember that you are beautiful and you should be confident in your own skin as well. Those are the 5 questions I recommend asking yourself before purchasing a foundation, and those are my tips and tricks to finding the best foundation for your life and your preferences, and also making sure you buy what you want and not wasting money buying 50 different foundations, not loving any of them. Before I started my channel, I maybe had 2 foundations. So the series is really about helping you guys buy what you want with quality and with your lifestyle in mind, and not having to buy 20 different products that you kind of like but aren't in love with. I hope you guys enjoyed the first of the series. Stay tuned. Let me know in the comments if there's a specific item you'd like me to kind of do a 5 questions to ask yourself or tips video on how to shop for. And as always, I hope my video helped motivate and inspire you to look and feel your best from the outside in. I know when I look and feel my best, I'm just a lot more capable at dealing with whatever life has to throw at me. Sometimes a lot, sometimes some amazing things. I upload 3 new videos on this channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so check back here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for new videos. I also have a second lifestyle video with vlogs, PR unboxings, DIYs, all that fun stuff on More Serene twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is linked in the description box. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at SereineWoo, because I will be doing all of my daily giveaways over there this week. And of course, my blog, SereineWoo.com. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. I hope this video helped you unwind, de-stress from your day, take your mind off of whatever it was that you needed help taking your mind off of. And I'll see you guys right back here on Friday. Bye.